Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Because I've poured into myself before I go and spill out into the rest of the world and give whatever anyone else needs of me. Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jem. Y'all better get used to seeing my face because I plan on sticking around. Today I want to talk about self-love and why when we love ourselves, it creates an environment for our feminine energy to multiply and to flourish. I realized that the more that I focused on my self-love and self-care routine, the easier it was to bask in my feminine energy, to relax and get into my soft girl era. In the mornings, I wake up earlier so I can move at a slower pace through my morning and not feel rushed. I get to water myself and do the things that I need to do for myself before I go out into the world. And now my cup is fully full and overflowing because I've poured into myself before I go and spill out into the rest of the world and give whatever anyone else needs of me. I make sure to do the things that I need to do in the morning, which is like my self-care routine, normal hygiene stuff, but also meditating, reading, working out. I like to get those things done in the morning because I just feel like my day just moves so much smoother once I'm able to do those things for myself. And so whatever it is for you, if you can get that done in the morning and consistently do it for yourself, you're going to see such a change in the way that you move through your day and the way that you interact with people in your environment. It's chef's kiss. It's so amazing. Don't push yourself to move at anyone else's pace. We're in this fast world where we think that we have to move at everyone else's pace. Well, they're all the way over here, so I need to be over there too. Move at your own pace. You're exactly where you need to be. Wherever it is that you are in your journey, this is where you're meant to be right now. And I think that that's a really important mindset to have because then you're going to be more relaxed. I battled for so many years with my feminine energy. My baseline was very masculine. I would go on dates and people would be like, "Are you feeling me? Was she feeling me?" And apparently I was giving homie vibes. I was giving best friend vibes. And I was like, "No, I actually like you. Be for real." And I had to self-evaluate and think to myself, why is this happening? I'm like, I've had my defense systems up for so long that now I'm in this space where I feel comfortable being guarded, being tough, being rigid. And I'm like, I don't really like this for me. It might work for some people. It just doesn't work for me. That is not my natural state. I realized by slowing things down at the start of my day, gives me room to make mistakes. Gives me room to be present, to be lost in a moment, to not be like, "Oh my God, what time is it? I have to go right now. I have to do this, and this," which I feel like just brings you out of the present moment. It brings chaos into the start of your day. Before your day even starts, you're having chaos. And I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. I've adopted this belief system that I'm going to make things happen. So instead of being fearful and worrying about what's next and thinking so logically about everything, I have said to myself, well, I always make it happen. So why would I live in fear? Why would I worry about this? Obviously, there's being realistic and making sure I'm not making poor choices, but I feel like adopting this belief system, it has definitely taken me out of a fear-based mentality and more into being just consciously aware, but also comfortable and relaxed. And I feel like that has been a really big game changer. I just finished reading Atomic Habits by James Clear, which is an amazing book. I 100% recommend it. The line from that book that was important to me was, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. So if you want to be more feminine, if you want to be more at ease and comfortable and relaxed, then you need to bring that into your life. You need to make the choices that a person who lives that life would make and almost put yourself in that position. You have to think about the type of person you wish to become and what does their day look like? How do they walk? How do they talk? How do they engage with other people? And you have to embody that. And once you embody that, it becomes natural. It'll become your natural state. And it's all about small changes. Small changes creates the biggest landslide of effects. So it's the little things that you do to put yourself closer. It's not, killing a 1 hour meditation to be relaxed and calm. No, it's doing 5 minutes. It's doing 2 minutes if you have it. Maybe one, just doing some breath work, just to slow yourself down if you want to be more calm. Those little things and those steps take you closer to where you want to be. I had to get really real with myself about who is the person that I want to be. What does the best version of myself do in the morning? What time does she wake up? What does she eat? What kind of content does she take in? What conversations does she engage in? What does she not engage in? I realized the best version of myself isn't great because she achieves her goals. She's great because she's disciplined. She's great because she does the small things every day that make her who she is. She takes the seeds that she put in the soil, she gives them love, she gives them water, she makes sure they're getting sunlight every day, and then she reaps the benefits when it's time to harvest. And that's why she gets those benefits, because she took the time to take those steps. From what I've seen on YouTube and TikTok, when I was really trying to understand who is the best version of myself, how do I achieve this? How do I become a soft girl? I realized soft girls don't rush through their morning. They take their time. And then I'm like, wait, how can they afford to take their time? We got to get to work. I'm like, oh, it's because they make the time. And I think that's the important part, is making that time. Planning is so essential. You can write everything out that you want to do through the week. That discipline is what's going to get you up in the morning. That's the force that's driving the car to your destination. That's the gas in the car. I decided I'm in my passion fruit era. And you may not know what that means, but to me, that means my soft girl era. And to me, it's like, what could be more a soft girl than passion fruit? Like, I love passion fruit. I feel like that made me claim it as my own and not this thing that everybody else is doing. And I think that that's important. When you make it your own, you're more dedicated to it. You're more disciplined. I feel like passion fruit era just screams, I'm here. I'm taking up space. I'm ready to be loved and adored. And when I think of my passion fruit era, I think of a woman who is poised, put together, who's not just throwing her outfits together, who's planning and is dedicated. She's aware of her body and what it's calling for her to do. Does it need rest today? Does it need physical exercise? Does it need extra water? Does it need extra calories? Does it need less calories? Does it need more fruit? She reads in coffee shops and romanticizes her life. In touch with her spirituality, waters her mind. She's multi-layered, not easily bothered, and not easily accessible. And that's what my definition of it is. And so if you want to enter your soft girl era, or whatever you want to call it, I think you need to make a list of who that person is. What does she do? Who does she talk to? Where does she go? And I think it's just, once you do that, it's so much easier to become that. You've put the pen to the paper and you've decided, this is who I want to be. This is the energy I wish to embody. The more disciplined I am with my daily routines, the more I feel closer to the best version of myself. The more feminine I feel, the more comfortable I feel. I think entering your soft girl era has a lot to do with trust. You learn to trust yourself in ways that you haven't before. And when you can trust yourself, you're almost surrendering to the moment. As a songwriter as well, I feel like diving into my art, my craft, and sharing that with people is also tearing down all these walls that I created to protect myself. I no longer have my guard up because I am actively sharing the things that I create. I'm a creator. We're all here to create something. And when you share those things, it becomes a little scary because you're being super vulnerable, but so rewarding. I feel like the most important thing is to really validate yourself. And once you get to that point of self-validation and being in love with yourself and being in love with life and embodying that main character energy and moving intentionally through your everyday decisions, I think you become unstoppable. You become the best version of yourself. I feel like when you fall in love with life and yourself and you romanticize your experience, you stop seeking outside validation. And once you stop seeking validation outside of yourself, you're unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable, unbreakable. Like, you've got this. Hit the comment section. Let me know what your soft girl era looks like, or what you call it. Maybe you have your own name for it, like I do, your passion fruit era. What does that look like for you? Who is the best version of yourself? What does she do? Let me know in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button so you can get notified every time I make a new video.